Hello and welcome to another update video about ETH. A little bit of selling pressure there, and yeah, ETH turns around where it's ideal, right, for a C wave to the downside. But it's not clear enough yet. But it looks as if the B wave is in place. Now that can happen, or that can change quickly in a correction. So we always want to be on our toes here within these corrective patterns. Overall, the structure in the chart hasn't changed. It's actually just currently following, just simply following here this pathway to the downside and the C wave. I'd like to have a little bit more evidence that the C wave is actually running and unfolding, but overall, what we'd like to see is this clear ABC structure as the correction unfolds. And so far, in my opinion, we have an A wave, we have a B wave that at least looks good. So, I mean, it could be finished, right? It can always extend further if it wants to and morph into a larger WXY structure. You need to be aware of that. And therefore, I leave the resistance area on the chart. So just here, yeah, which would be relevant if the B wave extends. How could that happen? It is quite straightforward. We have a pretty much complete looking ABC structure on the chart. So I haven't touched this wave count today. But of course, what could be is that this ABC in wave B is just the larger, let's say, larger W. We're now coming down in 3 waves. I see only 3 now. Can you see that? There could be another small ABC structure in wave X. And if it then does a turnaround, we have a WXY structure. It's just something, you know, that is worth just keeping in mind. I mean, again, you know, this is not anything that gives you really predictive, you know, any great edge at the moment. You know, we're moving through a correction. There's just no trend clearly at the moment in the chart. I see this just as a correction in which we just need to be a little bit flexible. We know that we want to see this clear ABC structure, but you know what happens in between can be quite messy, especially in B waves. But yeah, let me take the micro 5-wave structure out here. We don't need that anymore. And now it's all about, okay, we're approaching this trend line there. A break below 2,100, let's say $50 would be the confirmation I need to determine that the wave C is running. Already the break below the trend line, which would be just above that, would be a good indication. The early indication was the break here below 2,228, but actually it's not a sustained break, so not much happened. But we're still moving in this kind of triangle pattern, and the market is sort of very undecided. So maybe it's going to be another boring weekend where we just move up and down between the trend lines. So for me, it's all about tracking the structures, waiting for the price to give us a signal that either the correction is complete, the overall wave 2, or at least getting on with it and working through the correction. As we get close to completing it, we can recognize a clear 3-wave pattern. It might make sense to start to scale in again, yeah, for the next rally to the upside. Bear in mind, corrections can be very shallow in wave 2s as well in the bull market. In terms of first line of support, we've got here 2,144, which is obviously that B wave low I mentioned, and also the 23.6 fib level. That is way too shallow for a wave 2, but I just want to mention this is not only the B wave low and a critical breakdown point, it's also a key fib level, so we could get a bit of a bounce there. What I always like to see is like when trend line breaks, you know, maybe touching support, retest down. Yeah, that's sort of just what I see as a potential option. But yeah, really, it's all about driving on site here in these corrections, and then obviously, and that's what we discussed earlier in the week, as we head into this support area down there between 2008 and $1,676, we will then need to at some point make the call to say, okay, is this just an ABC structure and we complete the wave 2 with this? Or is this just going to be a larger A wave? We get another B and C. It can always extend. But yeah, that's currently the update about Ether. Not much happened. So all there is the potential still for an extended B wave, but below the trend line and especially below $2,145, we're probably in a direct breakdown. Yeah, that's my update about Ether. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.